remain standing for the presentation of the colors. And gentlemen, please remove your hat. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'm going to call on Miss Aaliyah Bryn, the treasurer of the senior class, to give the invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we gather here today in your presence, grateful that you have allowed us to make it to this milestone in our lives. As we sit here together as the class of 2017, I pray that we will cherish these last few moments we have with the people next to us. And when we look back at our memories of high school, have us remember the good and bad, for it was the good that bonded our class together, and the bad that taught us important life lessons. Lord, please protect us and guide us in the next walk of life, whether it be college, work, or the military, and shape us to become the adults you want us to be. Use us for your work so that we may contribute to the betterment of our society. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Amen.
You may be seated. I would like to welcome everyone this afternoon to the Northside 28th commencement exercise for the class of 2017. I would like to welcome the parents, the grandparents, family, and friends. Also, I would like to remind you, please silence all of your cell phones and other electronic devices at this time. And also, please, during the actual graduation, when we're presenting the diplomas, please hold your applause until the last name is called, and also the calling out. If you would, please hold all that until the last name is called. I'd also like to recognize some special guests. First, our superintendent for Beaufort County Schools, Dr. Don Phillips. Our school board chair, Beaufort County School Board. Microphone problem. battery. I'd also like to recognize our school board chair, Mr. Terry Williams. He's joining us today. Also, other school board members, Mr. Butch Oliver, Miss E.C. Peed, Miss Eltha Booth. And I'd also like to recognize both county commissioners. I have another microphone. And also like to recognize County Commissioner Mr. Ed Booth. We're going to recognize our principal awards at this time for graduation. We're going to recognize first our honors seniors. I apologize for our sound problems. Honor seniors wearing the honor stoles. These seniors have a 3.25 or higher weighted GPA for 4 years of high school. Alphabetical order.
Everything works.
Okay, let's try this one more time. These seniors have a 3.25 or higher weighted GPA for their 4 years of high school. Starting in reverse alphabetical order. Kyle Young. Please stand up when your name is called. Georgia Woolard. Austin Woolard. Danielle Woolard. Kamaria White. Casey Tinker. Madison Tedderton. Grayson Tedderton. Shayna Taylor. Christine Taylor. Madison Tankard. Burley Soto. Bethany Smith. Christopher Slade. Catherine Simmons. Kirby Ann Sherman. Layla Shamseldon. Isam Shamseldon. Atia Shamseldon. Dylan Respis. Tyler Paul. Jason Pastori. Tiffany Oliver. Holden Newman. Brock Marsh. Rachel Lanning. Dylan King. Alexis Keach. Miranda Jones. Dawson Jones. Zachary Jenkins. Cody Jefferson. Emily Hutman. Brandon Harris. Macy Gerganis. Lindsay Green. Stacy Franco. Gabrielle Cromwell. Nicholas Crisp. Haley Kretz. Ethan Cosentino. Evan Cornelius. Samantha Chavez. Aaliyah Brin. Meredith Boyd. Jacob Boyd. Nathaniel Bowen. Maya Best. Diana Beltran. Tiffany Bell. Destiny Barrow. Tyler Allman. Sydney Alligood and Reese Alligood. Please give all of these students a round of applause. You may be seated. The next group of students we'd like to recognize are the North Carolina Scholars 2017. These seniors have college preparatory requirements, earned a credit in either chemistry or physics, completed 2 or more honors level or higher courses, have earned 4 elective credits in the content area, and have maintained a 3.5 unweighted grade point average. Again, when your name is called, please stand and remain standing until the last name is called. Georgia Woolard, Austin Woolard, Casey Tinker, Grayson Tedderton, Christine Taylor, Madison Tankard, Bethany Smith, Chris Slade, Catherine Simmons, Esam Shamseldin, Atia Shamseldin, Tiffany Oliver, Rachel Lang, Alexis Keach, Miranda Jones, Cody Jefferson, Emily Hutman, Evan Cornelius, Samantha Chavez, Aaliyah Brien, Meredith Boyd, Nathaniel Bowen, Maya Best, Sydney Alligood, and Reese Alligood. Please give all of these students a round of applause. You may be seated. And the last group of students I'd like to recognize are the Presidential Academic Scholars for 2017. The President's Education Awards Program, sponsored by the U.S. Department of Education in partnership with the National Association of Elementary and Secondary School Principals, was developed to help principals recognize and honor those students who have achieved high academic goals by their hard work and dedication to learning. Students have earned a weighted grade point average of 3.5. Again, when I read your name, please stand and remain standing until the last name is called. Georgia Woolard, Austin Woolard, Danielle Woolard, Kamaria White, Casey Tinker, Madison Tedderton, Grayson Tedderton, Shayna Taylor, Christine Taylor, Madison Tankard, Bethany Smith, Christopher Slade, Catherine Simmons, Kirby Ann Sherman, Layla Shamseldin, Esam Shamseldin, Atia Shamseldin, Dylan Respis, Tyler Paul, Tiffany Oliver, Holden Newman, Brock Marsh, Rachel Lang, Alexis Keach, Miranda Jones, Cody Jefferson, Emily Hutman, Brandon Harris, Macy Gerganis, Lindsay Green, Stacy Franco, Gabrielle Cromwell, Nicholas Crisp, Haley Kretz, Evan Cornelius, Samantha Chavez, Aaliyah Brien, Meredith Boyd, Nathaniel Bowen, Maya Best, Diana Beltran, Tiffany Bell, Destiny Barrow, Tyler Allman, Sydney Alligood, and Reese Alligood. Please give all of these students a round of applause. You may be seated, sorry. All right, at this time, I'd like to call on the senior class president, Ms. Tiffany Oliver, to give her class message.
Good evening and welcome to Northside High School. 4 years and many long, joyful, depressing, tiring, exciting days ago, the students on this stage were all sitting at our 8th grade graduations. We were bright-eyed and excited for high school, and man, were we dumb. We had no clue what high school truly entailed. Like, who knew? They actually enforced the rules in high school. But on that day, we all made a decision. The decision to become a Northside Panther. We could have decided to become a Pan Pack, but no one even knows what a Pan Pack is. Or a Seahawk, but I don't think a Seahawk is a real animal. Instead, we all decided that at some point in our high school time, a Northside Panther was the best thing for us. And it was easily one of the best decisions we have made. Northside caused us to thrive and grow just as we did the same for Northside. It was the best at teaching us some of life's most important lessons. For example, Northside was the best at teaching us how to get away from Miss Cornelius when you have leggings on. Or how you need to put your Bojangles in a Walmart bag so you can eat it in the cafeteria. So thank you, Northside, for teaching us one of life's most valuable lessons, how to find a loophole. Now, Northside, I think it's time you start thanking us. I'm just kidding, but we seriously have done a lot here. Our class took Northside by storm and turned it upside down, and it was for the best. Well, kind of. Our class is pretty awesome. I mean, I don't think that it's any coincidence that the year most of us were born, 1999, is also the first year SpongeBob SquarePants aired. Plus, we're the last set of 90s babies, so we were bound to be the best class ever. Excuse me. This class all of you are looking at is full of athletes, club leaders, avid volunteers, and academic intellectuals. Plus, we're probably the only class that can relate SpongeBob SquarePants to every life situation, which is definitely our most impressive quality. And thanks to those different qualities instilled in our class, we were able to bring vital changes and accomplish many things at Northside High School. For example, during our time at Northside, school pride has increased dramatically, and our class kills it on Spirit Week. Battle of the Arts returned, and if I do say so, our class currently reigns as 3-time back-to-back-to-back champions of battle. Our softball and boys basketball teams went to the Eastern Regional Championships in the North Carolina State playoffs. Our football program went from not making the playoffs to going to the second round of playoffs. Participation in academic clubs like Science Olympiad has increased, and so much more. This class of 104 graduates earned $1.1 million in scholarships, which, by the way, is more than any high school in the county. Without the help of Northside faculty and staff, we never would have been able to accomplish all of these achievements and constitute all these changes. So maybe Northside did teach us more than how to bend the rules and how to find a loophole. It also taught us how to be helpful, courteous citizens in our community, and how to take our lessons in the classroom and apply them to everyday life. I know some of us look at Northside and think, praise the good Lord, we are getting out of this prison. But I know that in our futures, we will look back at Northside and be eternally grateful for all of our experiences and lessons here. Therefore, thank you, Northside, for making us into the people we are today, and for shaping our futures to develop us for who we will become. Now, class of 2017, I know all of you are ready for me to sit down. But I have a few more things to say to you. We are the class, as I said, that took Northside by storm and turned it upside down. We are the class that made Northside great again. Now it is our time to take this world by storm and continue to make this world a better place. As we leave this school today for our very last time, hold on to all of your lessons and blessings you received from your family, community, and Northside. Let go of all the grudges, pain, and drama from the past, and carry out the ideals of a good citizen. We will be the class that continues to make our community great. We will be the ones who make America great again. And we will be the ones who change the world for the best. Good luck in the real world, class of 2017. It is now our time to shine. I wish all of you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Thank you.
At this time, we're going to recognize our top 4 students in the senior class of 2017. This was a very tight, competitive race from the beginning to the end. These students are very competitive, not only against themselves, but against everyone else. And I think a little competition in life will take you a long way. So without further ado, the number 4 class rank for the class of 2017, Tiffany Oliver. The number 3 class rank, Miss Aaliyah Bryn. At this time, I'm going to announce the 2017 salutatorian, and then she will come forward and give her salutatorian speech. The 2017 salutatorian for Northside High School, Miss Rachel Lang.
Good afternoon. My name is Rachel Lang, and I am honored to stand before you today to represent the Northside High School senior class of 2017. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our parents for their love and support, for tolerating all of our teenage rebellions and the ones that will definitely come in the future because they're not over, sorry. For celebrating our triumphs and giving us a shoulder to cry on in our defeats, for always treating us like superstars and taking pictures at every single moment, for making sure we woke up on time for school, for attending every sporting event, play, concert, and award ceremony, and lastly, for helping us to become the young adults that we are today, and we really couldn't have done it without y'all. We would also like to thank all teachers and staff at Northside for helping us along our journey the past 4 years. You have challenged us to work hard to reach our goals and our fullest potential in both athletics, academics, and in life. May we never forget all the lessons you have taught us, and we will take them with us into this next chapter in all of our lives. Today, I would like to share some lyrics of a song written by Bob Dylan. I know most of my classmates probably aren't familiar with who Bob Dylan is, but I'm sure the rock and roll parents out there are very familiar with him. Bob Dylan was a singer popular in the 70s and 60s. He had a very powerful message, though he often sang very off-key. He recorded the song Forever Young in November 1973 in California. It was written as a lullaby for his firstborn son, Jesse. This song reflects a father's love for his child to live a long and happy life. So this too is my wish to my fellow classmates on this graduation day. So this is Forever Young by Bob Dylan. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. May you stay forever young. May you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright and be strong. May you stay forever young. may you stay forever young. May your hands always be busy, may your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of change shift. May your heart always be joyful, may your songs always be sung. May you stay forever young, may you stay forever young. My fellow graduates, I encourage you to always follow your passions. Dream big, shoot for the stars, and stay true to yourself. Carve your own path in life and always remember that there's more than one right way of doing things. We've all been told righty-tighty, lefty-loosey when trying to get a jar unscrewed. But I assure you that if you hit the jar really hard with a hammer, it will come open. Maybe not in the way you intended it to, but nonetheless, the jar will be open. When traveling down the road to success, you will be tempted to pull into several of the parking spaces along the way. I urge you to keep driving towards your dreams and goals. Don't give up. Don't settle for less than what you desire. Just remember, you can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. Always live in the moment because you will never get this time back and you will never be as young as you are today. Be bold and step out of your comfort zone. Be true, be kind, be honest, and may you stay forever young. Congratulations, Northside Class of 2017.
And last but certainly not least, we're going to recognize the 2017 Northside High School valedictorian. When his name is called, he will come up and give his valedictorian speech. Valedictorian for 2017, Mr. Cody Jefferson.
First off, I'd like to thank the Academy. No, I'm just kidding. But I always wanted to say that in a speech. It just sounds really cool. Now, y'all are probably thinking, oh great, here's another boring speech. Some of y'all are probably thinking, well, this is one, he thinks he's a comedian. But I'm just trying to keep it interesting for everybody. You know, I'll try my best not to take up too much of your time. Mr. Clark said I've only got an hour to do this, so I'd better make it quick. But in all seriousness, our senior class is the highest achieving Northside High School graduating class of all time. What makes our class the best isn't the money we've earned, isn't the awards we've won, but the time that we've shared with each other and with our community. Just to throw out some numbers, because me, like Mr. Clark, we like numbers. Each school year is 180 days long. That's 1,260 hours that each student has to be out here. But I can say without a doubt that our class has spent much more time here than that. Whether it be coming to school at 4:30 in the morning, preparing for a competition or for a trip, or whether it be leaving at 10 o'clock at night after a long practice for Battle of the Arts. Our class has invested a huge amount of our time here at this school. We've invested our time. I dare to say that the most valuable resource in the world isn't money, but time. After all, you can spend time on something just like you can spend money. However, you can always make money, and I've never seen anybody make more time. I say that we have invested our time because there has been such a large return on our investment. Behind me, I have the next dentists and artists and engineers, athletes, teachers, lawyers, soldiers, and the list just keeps going on. Together, we have so much talent. But when did we develop that talent? We developed it when we were here, investing our time and our futures. I'm sure every one of us thought this day would never come. It's like, you know, when you're a kid and you're waiting for Christmas, time just drags by. I've always heard adults say that high school flew by for them. And you know, at first, I thought all y'all were crazy. But looking back on it now, it truly has flown by. I remember 4 short years ago when I carried around a map of the school so I wouldn't get lost going from class to class. Now this place has become kind of like a second home, especially since sometimes I felt like I spent more time here than I did in my actual home. I've come to the conclusion that the older you get, the faster time flies. I guess I'd better not blink or else I might find myself graduating college. We as a class are about to step forward into a new chapter of our lives. We all have the choice on where to invest our time next. We must remain focused, but remember to have fun and cherish the memories that we have. A professor from a small town once said, "There's a time and place for everything, but not now." Why not now? Now is the time that we are given. None of us are promised tomorrow. Now is when we are given to go out and better the world, to make a difference in the lives of others around us, to invest our time in others so that they too can have a bright future like we do. If I have any advice for anyone, it is to spend some time with the ones you love. As we are about to walk across this stage in a few minutes and graduate and move on to the rest of our lives, who knows where life will take us? Students, be sure to spend some time with those you love, especially your families. They're the ones who took their time to raise you and get you to where you're sitting right now. Families, take some time to spend with your graduates. They may move on to do many great things, but those great things might not be in Beaufort County. Be sure to cherish each other while you still have the time. On behalf of our graduating class, I would like to thank the faculty, staff, and parents that have dedicated their time to helping all of us succeed. I can say wholeheartedly that it has been an honor and a privilege to have spent the last 4 years of my life with the students here behind me. There were times when we disagreed, times when we worked together, times when we laughed, but most important, as we go our separate ways, we will all stay united through our time. And in 10 years or so, or whenever we have our class reunion, because I'm sure Tiffany's working on that already, we can come together again and see just how much we've accomplished and see where our time has taken us. Thank you.
All the students stole all my jokes. I would say good jokes, but none of my jokes are very good, but they stole all my jokes. Like I was going to come out here and say, well, the next graduation is not till 5 o'clock, so that gives me about 3 hours to talk to you now. I would like to thank the faculty and staff for another outstanding year. Your dedication and support that you provide to our students year in and year out is second to none. I am truly proud to have been a part of this fantastic group of people for the last 6 years. The faculty and staff have served these seniors for 4 years, and they have done an outstanding job, and the seniors have responded to the level of expectations of these teachers and staff that they have led them along the way. These students have achieved outstanding accomplishments, and parents, grandparents, other family and friends, that all started with you. You started this process. You have led these young people through the early steps of life to this point. It is obvious that your value of education, and you know how important it is for the young people, and they would not be here today if it was not for you. Teenagers sometimes have a hard time expressing their appreciation for other people. But I'm going to try to help them with that right now. Seniors, if you would please stand up. Try to make eye contact with someone in the audience that you have helped you along the way. Your parents, grandparents, other family and friends. Make eye contact with those people and please say thank you to them and give them a round of applause. Thank you, seniors. You may be seated. Now some advice for the seniors. They've had advice from me for 4 years. They're probably sick of hearing me talk. But this is my last chance to tell them. Seniors, this is your day. This is the day that we recognize you for all of your hard work, not only over the last 4 years, but over the last 13 years. Today is your graduation day. Let me remind you, seniors, and tell the audience about some of your many accomplishments over the last 4 years. And again, some of those have already been mentioned, so they stole my thunder. The senior class provided leadership that led Northside to being selected as one of the 4 cool schools in WITN in 2016. The senior class earned $1.1 million in scholarship money. This senior class has achieved over a 90% graduation rate, 4-year graduation rate. This senior class achieved the highest ACT scores in the county since 2012, when the ACT first became a required test for all 11th grade students in public high school in North Carolina. These seniors have accomplished many things, so please give them a round of applause. If I had a hat, I would take it off. My hat's off to you. I am confident that many more accomplishments and celebrations are in store for this group of young people. So at this time, which is the time most of you have been waiting for, we're going to recognize our seniors and present them with their diplomas. I'm going to call on Miss Lisa Askew to announce the names, and I'm going to call on Miss Cornelius and Dr. Don Phipps to help me present the diploma covers. Thank you.
Shelby Anita Allen. Reese Fisher Alligood. Sydney Lynn Alligood. Tyler Wayne Almond. Destiny Brianna Barrow. James Lamont Barrow, Jr. Tiffany Renee Bell. Diana Alexandra Belcher. Maya Ashlyn Best. Jayana Lizaria Bonner. Nathaniel Kenyon Bowen. Jacob Lane Boyd. Meredith Paige Boyd. Shaheen Markel Brewington. Aaliyah Catherine Brin. Autumn Renee Brown. Tyler Austin Buck. Juliana Guadalupe Burgos Fernandez. Kyrie Deshawn Carter. Pedro Daniel Sereno. Samantha Chavez Mendoza. Evan Wayne Cornelius. Ethan Thomas Constantino. Ronte Milton Cox. Takeem Rashawn Crandall. Haley Elizabeth Kratz. Nicholas Hunter Chris. Gabrielle Cheyenne Cromwell. Laquan Tyreek Glenn. Tashiana Monte Flynn. Stacy Nicole Franco. Colton Brooke Garrettson. Daniel Seth Godley. Mark Andrew Godley Jr. Lindsay Aaron Green. Macy Ann Gerganis. Brandon Keith Harris. Emily Taylor Hutman. Donald Carlton Hux III. Harrison Scott Jarvis. Chase Hunter Jefferson. Jesselyn Renee Jefferson. Cody Wayne Jefferson. Zachary Eugene Jenkins. Dawson Lee Jones. Miranda Ray Jones. Alexis Nicole Keach. Nicholas Holden Keach. Washawn Devontae Keach. Dylan J. King. Nicholas Ray King. Rachel Ann Lane. Damian Wayne Latham. Harley Nicole Latham. Derek Thomas Lewis. Brock Ellington Marsh. Cameron Blake Matkins. Jackson Gray Midget. Dustin James Mobley. Thomas Casey Morris. Sarah Allison Moss. Holden Eli Newman. Tiffany Blair Oliver. Jason John Pastor. Tyler J. Hall. Patrick James Hebel. Jonathan Hugo Ramirez. Maddie Karina Resendez Perez. Dylan Michael Respis. Tyasia LaAnne Roberts. Melissa Nicole Salinas. Olivia Paige Sawyer. Gunnar Austin Seaman. Atiya Mohammed Shamsuddin. Isam Gamel Shamsuddin. Layla Mohammed Shamsuddin. Kirby Ann Elizabeth Sherman. Catherine Elizabeth Simmons. Christopher Matthew Slade. Bethany Grace Smith. Burley Letitia Soto. Keasia Imari Spencer. Quantavian Shyshawn Spencer. Hunter O'Neill Stevens. Rachel Ann Summerlin. Madison Spottiswood Tankard. Brooklyn Paige Taylor. Christine Marie Taylor. Shayna Esther Taylor. Tyrese Tyrell Taylor. Grayson Lane Tatterton. Madison Faith Tetterton. Casey Ray Tinker. Jordan Douglas Waters. Takesha Michelle Witcher. Kamaria, Lene White. Keenan Denzel Wilkinson. Ashley Danielle Woolard. Austin Wayne Woolard. Georgia Hope Woolard. Hannah Elizabeth Woolard. Sydney Joelle Woolard. Joseph Kyle Young.
At this time, I'm going to call on Dr. Phillips to officially announce these students as graduates of Northside High School.
The turning of the tassels is a time-honored tradition that marks a student's progression from being a candidate to a graduate. It is with great honor and pride that I invite the Northside High School class of 2017 to turn your tassels.
I would like to thank everyone so much for respecting others around you and honoring these graduates in an outstanding way. I do want to commend the crowd. Thank you very much for a very nice graduation ceremony. Thank you so much. Before I call on the benediction, I do have a few last words of encouragement, just a few words of wisdom. Not that I'm very wise, but a few words of wisdom for people that are a lot smarter and wiser than me. The way to truly be happy is to like yourself, seniors. Be proud of where you came from and be proud of who you are. Second, Confucius says, choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. So please find something that you love to do and make that your career. That's my advice to you, because you will never dread going to work if you enjoy doing what you do. And last, but certainly not least, as the great Dr. Seuss says, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Look back on all the great times you have had, the accomplishments you have achieved, and no one will ever be able to take those achievements and accomplishments away from you. Set goals for yourself every day. Write them down so you can check them off and have a feeling of accomplishment. And then I ask you lastly, but certainly not least, ask yourself two questions at the end of every day. What did I learn today, and who did I help today? If you live your life based on those two questions, you will have an outstanding life. Now I would like to call on Mr. Evan Cornelius, this class secretary, to give our benediction.
Let us pray. Dear Lord in heaven, thank you for watching and guiding us thus far. Thank you for our family, friends, and teachers that have helped us along the way. Please continue guiding us through our next journey. Help us to use what we have learned and be confident in our abilities that we have acquired. Keep us safe as we leave here today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
And if everyone would please remain at your seats until all the graduates have exited the auditorium, that would be greatly appreciated.